Hi everyone, I am C. Surbi Punshi, Indirect Tax Expert at ClearTax, and in this video, we are going to understand about the recent notifications which were issued by CBIC. So here, the first and the foremost notification which was issued was in respect of ITC, which is Input Tax Credit. So we all know that when it comes to Section 16 condition, we can claim ITC only when the taxes are paid by my supplier. But obviously, there were a lot of confusion in respect of this because the time when my supplier files their GST 3B and the time when I also file my GST 3B is the same. So it is not even possible for me to wait for my supplier to file 3B and then I can go ahead and file my GST 3B. So in respect of this particular condition, the government, they have introduced one more section, I would say the one more rule, which is rule number 37A, which talks about the reversal of input tax credit in case of non-payment of tax by the supplier and reavailment thereof. So what exactly that condition talks about? That in case we have already claimed the ITC in respect of any document which was appearing in my 2B and all other conditions was satisfied, but my supplier has not paid the taxes, which means he has not filed his GSTR 3B. In that particular case, you have to reverse this ITC. But here we have been given some time period that when exactly we have to reverse the ITC. So that time period is till 30th September following the end of the financial year. So if my supplier files his GSTR 3B by 30th of November following the end of the financial year, which means next year, 30th September. In that particular case, I'm good to go. I can just make sure that, okay, my ITC was already claimed. There's no problem there. But in case that person, the supplier has not filed his GSTR 3B, then I have to reverse my ITC. And the time period for reversing my ITC is given is till 30th of November following the end of the such financial year, right? So I have to reverse by 30th of November. But we all again understand that we reverse any ITC in 3B only. And for me, the 3B return for October is 20th. So which means by October return, I should go ahead and reverse that ITC. And I will be allowed to claim this ITC. Reclaiming of this ITC will be allowed if my suppliers goes and files his GSTR 3B. So I can claim that ITC at a later stage. Now, in this one particular condition, we should also understand in case I don't reverse that ITC, where my supplier has not filed his GSTR 3B, then I also have to pay the interest if the reversal is not done by 30th of November. So I have to pay the interest on the amount on which I have claimed ITC, but my supplier has not paid the taxes, which means he has not filed his GSTR 3B. So this was the first and the foremost important notification which was issued. The next one is in respect of the registration. So when we talk about registration, we all know the first important step, the part A of the registration is that we have to enter the mail ID, we have to enter the phone number. Now the government says that you don't have to enter this mail ID or the phone number. What you have to do, we will directly link. Whenever you enter your PAN number, we will directly get that email ID and we will also get the phone number which has been registered with this PAN number, and you will be receiving the OTP on that registered mail ID and that particular registered mobile number. Accordingly, you enter that OTP over here and then only you will go ahead with the registration part. So this is the another important change which we have I would say done in respect of the registration, and we should understand about this. Now, the third part is they're also going to come up with a biometric system when it comes to registration. And now they are starting with Gujarat state. For other state, right now it is not there. So they are doing this in the phase manner. So in the Gujarat state, they're doing the biometric system. So we all understand that when we go to the bank, right, we generally punch in or put our finger over there and do the biometric thing. So same thing they're also going to apply when it comes to the GST registration, and they're starting this with Gujarat state, and afterward they may come up with the different other states too. So this was the another important part when it comes to the recent notifications which were issued. Now the third and the important part was in respect of that in case you have any differences, when we have differences in GSTR 1 and GSTR 3B, in that particular case, what the government is saying that here you will be intimated in a form DRC 01B. So you will be intimated in this form that there is a difference between your 1 and 3B. And once you receive this, you have to either go ahead and pay this differential tax liability along with the interest in the form DRC 03, or you have to explain that why there is a difference on the common portal. You have to go and explain that this is a difference and this is the reason why there's a difference. If it's a genuine thing and the officer says yeah, this is correct, in that particular case there's no problem. But if you don't pay and the reason, you have either not given the reason or the reason is not valid, in that particular case what will happen, the department will get an option to actually recover this entire amount as per the provision of section 79, and at the same time they will not allow you to file your next month GST 1. So this is the another important change which has been done when it comes to the I would say when there is a differences in GST 1 and GST 3B. Now the other some changes has been done in respect of the invoices which we issue. So in case you are going to supply through an e-commerce operator, so we know that if I am a person, I'm supplying to an e-commerce operator and the final customer is an unregistered person, in that particular case, in that particular invoice, we also have to make sure that we are mentioning the customer details, the customer address, the customer pin code, and that will be deemed that this is the information which was required, and accordingly we also have to take the place of supply. So this is the another important change. So other change was in respect of form GSTR 1. So our GSTR 1 form is also amended in order to incorporate the supplies which we have made through an e-commerce supplier. So I have to now mention that information in my GSTR 1 separately. Similarly, an e-commerce operator who is making the supply under 9(5), where they have to pay the taxes under the reverse charge, so they also have to separately incorporate this information in the GST 1. So such changes was already incorporated in 3B. Now they have also amended the GST 1 form so that this information can be shown correctly over there. So this was the entire summary of the notifications which was issued yesterday. Hope you like this video. Thank you. Thank you for watching this video.